Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we will be
dry brushing the Archon Studio Dungeons and Lasers Woodhaven Phoenix. As you can see, we've given it a base coat of neon
now
orange.
that you've already done that, I see that I missed a bunch of spots, but that doesn't matter.
And believe it or not, Babe Blonde Yellow.
That's
from Armypainter. And while he does that, since I don't know what I did with the Inquisitor miniature I was painting, I am going to be painting the Archon Studio Fire Elemental from the Stretch Goals set. This is from box 1, and I figured might as well both just play around with some fire. He's going to be using, what color orange is that?
Molten Orange from the Shadows of Brimstone paint set.
By Armypainter?
There's probably an equivalent outside of it, but I might be wrong about that.
Mythical Orange.
Definitely not Mythical Orange.
Lava Orange. And Dry Rust. That's what I have. But I'm actually going to be using... You know what? If you're not going to use that, give me that. Give me that. I'm going to use this. Since I'm going to go back with our Apple Barrel Neon Orange. I also have Folk Art, but this is the stuff that we talk about all the time that's separated. We're both going to be using Armypainters Masterclass dry brushes. I'm going to be using the miniature brush, and he's going to be using the medium-sized brush and maybe the terrain brush. Are you using the bigger brush right now?
I'm using the bigger brush.
Okay. And I also wanted to show you guys...
Because this is for the fire that's closer, and because I remember watching a video about how you're supposed to paint fire.
Okay. We forgot to show you that the Phoenix has these optional pieces of gold armor that you can put on it. This is a mask. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
This is a chest piece. This is a piece of back armor. And these two are shoulder and more or less wing armor pieces that we will... I'm not sure if we're going to permanently mount them or if we're going to use blue tack so that we can take them off from time to time. I'm more inclined to just want to glue them on and be done with it. But it does sound very useful to be able to take them off and just use it as a regular Phoenix, or put the armor on and he's like the king of the Phoenixes or something like that.
Yeah. Exactly. This piece goes... it goes here, I think. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know where the other pieces go, but like this.
That looks pretty cool, actually.
It does.
I really like it.
That's probably why they made it.
Yeah. So, let's get to painting. Hope you guys had fun with us on Connell's The Cigar DM's
stream
this
you
afternoon.
You should definitely check that one out.
As well as...
They're very good.
Yes. As well as
I wasn't there, though. I mean, I was there, but I wasn't physically... Well...
He wasn't on camera.
Yes, because of my allergies.
As you can see, the little guy's having some difficulties with allergies today.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, folks, but,
yeah.
You know.
What am I going to do? Oh, that would have been bad.
I made a mistake, brush, that's on. It's going all in the places I don't want it, and that's not good. What is going on with this brush? Oh my goodness. Look at that.
What? That's not good.
No, that's not. I'm going to have to... I have another one of these, but I'm going to have to clearly buy a second set so that that won't happen again, because it's actually getting pushed into the handle, which is really weird.
Alright, I need a just regular brush now. Well, actually, no, not yet.
So what kind of brush?
Any brush, because, well, you'll see.
Okay.
But I am going to need a lot more brush.
This is something I've never actually had happen before, where these brushes do that. That's... So this brush is just about dead, apparently.
Apparently.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
That's, oh.
I'm just going to use it without the handle.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because it keeps getting pushed inside the handle, which is something new. I'm going to have to talk to Armypainter and see what's up with that, because that is not supposed to happen.
I can tell.
Fortunately, we have a second one. We have a second set of these. I was actually planning on giving them away to a friend of mine, but I guess since I didn't say I was going to do it, I don't have to do it.
Huh.
Well, I didn't tell the person that I was going to do it. It was going to be a surprise. And now, someone out in TV land, it can just be, you know, like, I wonder if it was me. Well, sorry. I do have to always have one of these on.
It was. Just so you know, it was you.
It was you?
Yeah.
Who was you?
You.
No, who was I going to send it to?
No, I'm talking to you, and it was
TV,
you.
on TV land? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So weird.
What's weird?
Using this tiny little piece of a brush
I can bet that it
to
is.
use as a brush.
I don't know.
But to be honest,
or why
I've
you-
actually thought of in the past of cutting my handles shorter so that they wouldn't get in the way of doing certain pieces before. So maybe this is going to be a thing
A
for me.
prelude for that.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was looking for. Stop it, cheat. Being a weirdo again. Well, that's starting to look pretty good.
No, I know what I'm gonna do. I might not be able to get to the second part of this. Oh no.
Want to break it? Oh, don't worry.
That's a big splotch of paint, though.
Well, you can get rid of it later.
You're right.
Just paint. You can always paint over paint.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't that good?
My apologies.
That's what I
Alright, it's going good. Nothing. What?
There's a spot I missed on his head. This is really weird, just using a brush this big, folks. But I kind of like it, believe it or not. feels like I have just a little bit more control. But we'll see. You know, I'm not going to advocate for chopping all your paintbrushes down to 2 inches, but
That's what he's going to do by the end of this month.
no, I don't really think I'm going to do that. We'll see.
To think this... No, it's not actually.
Why don't you show off real quick what you've done so far?
Well, I'm nowhere near being done.
Well, no, I just said so far, just give them a little sneak peek.
But I should probably get a bit closer to being done.
Well, those wings are looking really good.
I'm going to add a slight layer of brown and then red. I'm going to add the brown to sort of mix the red and the orange. And then the red as the final part.
All dry brush?
All dry brush, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to actually do any washes on these, huh?
No, I don't think that. Not only do I not think it's necessary, I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. So we might move on to something else.
Probably just continue. Oh no.
More dry brushing?
Oh, yeah. Probably just more dry brushing.
Yeah, because you can't really do anything until this first layer dries.
Yeah. Well...
I'm almost getting to that point where I'm going to have to stop and let everything dry before I can go over the next coat with the next coat of orange, just to get a little bit of different colors mixed in there of orange, because it's not fire isn't just, you know, a static one colored sort of thing. And I also need to stop using this and use a different brush, and that's, I'm not sure which brush to use yet, but yeah, this is getting kind of a pain in the butt. It seems, you know, like it might be a good thing in theory, but
What?
I was just using this little tiny little.
So you are no longer recommending people cut down the
Yeah,
brushes?
no, it's just I can't get in because of its shape. My fingers are actually getting in the way.
Oh, okay.
I can't really dry brush in some of these nooks and crannies. Let's put it that way.
Ah.
But I could see it being a thing for some paint jobs.
People?
For some paint jobs, you know, some things like.
So you are advocating people cut down their brushes?
No.
Well, then what are you advocating for?
I'm just saying it's, you know,
A good
work with
idea?
what you got, basically, folks. If your brush, you know, cracks in half or the bristles fall out like that, you know, get as much out of it before you toss it or you try to fix it, because I know that if you use any kind of glue and you're not really careful, it's going to, the glue is going to wick up. Hold it at like an angle. Yeah, I'm digging it. I like the two different color oranges.
What do you mean two different color oranges?
The neon and the...
Oh, yeah, I thought you meant on the bottom part of the wings that there's two oranges, but there isn't. It's just...
No, just using two oranges.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that later with this, but...
Because the actual fire, the parts that are fire, as well as just the bottom part of the feathers, is actually going to be this, and it's going to be actual fire.
What do you think, folks? Pretty cool miniature, huh?
Yes, but I also think that we are almost done.
Let me, there's a one spot here.
I think this fire effect looks good.
Yeah, it really does. It's going to need that
It might
red.
not even need the brown though. Maybe.
It's definitely going to need the red though. At
The red is necessary, yes. Remember? Yeah, but the red is necessary. The brown feels like it's necessary, but it might also not be necessary. Just because of how well this turned out, I'm kind of thinking it might not actually be something I need at all. Which actually would be nice.
And if we finish these
But
a week early,
I'm gonna finish this off this paint. Bye.
like I said, if we finish these miniatures early, then we will go on to something new.
Which we won't. We're not gonna finish these miniatures early.
Because we weren't able to do any real crafts this month because we're showing off all of the other pieces from the stretch goals and things like that.
How did you get down in the cracks down there?
I used a very watery yellow.
Oh.
I added a lot of water to the Babe Blonde yellow, and sometimes I would let it just flow in there. And I did 3 coats of the Babe Blonde yellow.
Are you almost done?
No, but I can stop. You know, we often do things off camera, anyways.
Yeah.
And because this is a craft paint and not the best paint ever, you know, it might take me a couple of dry brushing passovers. But yeah, I can put that up to the side.
I feel like you shouldn't have used the craft paint because you used dry brushing instead.
No. Oh wow, that looks really good.
I will never understand this abomination.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. You know, I haven't had these Armypainter brushes very long.
Oh, they've worked for me. I think that's just a bad one.
You know, I think maybe it was left in the water.
Too long?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can come up with. But I'm definitely going to have to use this lava orange as my next dry brushing coat. But I'm a little bit behind him because I started this, you know, much later. He's already had
I do need
2 weekends to work on it. Yeah, I'll take that downstairs to clean it with the Masterclass brush cleaner. But let's clear all this junk out of the way so they can get a really nice view. I mean, on the camera, to me, that actually looks, you know, like it's on fire in some places. I like the way you left a lot of the original yellow there, too.
Well, yeah, that's necessary.
But as you notice, with this guy, this fire elemental, he's got some drippy parts to him. Like here and back here. I mean, they're literally liquidy looking drips. So
I think those should be you should do not just dry brush, but a full coat of the neon orange. But the fire, you should do it the exact same way I did.
Right.
Because I actually really like. I know I saw one that used wet blending, but I don't think wet blending is necessary.
Yeah.
And I actually think
especially with this, with all the texture.
Exactly.
It would just be very, very difficult.
Not only would it be difficult, but I think it looks better this way because with dry brushing, it goes up here, but down in the crevices, it's still very much yellow until you reach the very edge.
Right.
Which what I'm going to do with the red is I'm going to start the red right here, but very lightly. I'm going to do a very light coat of red, like right across the not right. Actually, I'm going to have to go up with the orange on this a bit more, but I'm going to do it. Start red like right here.
It's getting pretty good, isn't it, folks?
Make it thicker on the very edge, like the very tips of the thing.
Looking pretty sharp. Definitely glad I backed this Kickstarter.
We always are.
Yep, Archon Studios every time. They make some of the best miniatures. It may be a little bit more work to assemble them, etc.
But it's always good.
It's always worth every penny. It's always a great bargain. You know, obviously you have to wait 9 to 11 months to get your return on your investment, but there's so many goodies. The Kickstarter stretch goal box has got just a ton. If you thought the Townsfolk set had a lot of miniatures. Wait till you see the stretch goal. It's 3 boxes worth of that amount of miniatures in the way, not just scattered terrain and larger pieces of terrain and floors and a few little things like that. There's actually a pretty sizable amount of monster and creature miniatures.
Yeah.
And we'll be...
Though I don't think anything is going to top the stuff I've seen in the next Kickstarter.
Yeah, the next
Kickstarter.
They just keep getting better and better. But there you have it, folks.
Still waiting for that sci-fi Kickstarter, but that's neither here nor there.
They'll get to it, one of these days.
It'll happen, hopefully.
But there you have it, folks. 2 fiery creatures from Archon Studios. Little guy is really coming into his own when it comes to painting.
Never mind.
Let's just see.
I know how to do it. You don't want to do it like this, that looks bad. Do it like that, and then What?
Show the camera. Yeah, it's...
Okay, yeah, it's not even gonna work.
We'll,
You need the blue tack.
We'll break out the blue tack for next week. So, from all of us here at the Shadow and Sun Show, thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you guys again later on this coming week,
yeah.
Monday or Tuesday, and maybe actually Wednesday, because the little guy might be getting into his first D&D game next week with friends from his school. He's played before, but this is going to be kind of a new thing for him, and I really hope he enjoys that.
Because Wednesday.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to add?
Not really.
All right, folks. Bye, everybody.